Okay, a little update with the Nomad. We painted the ceilings and they look fantastic. Well, they look pretty good. Okay, and it wasn't that much work. It was some slow work. And we just used the Lowe's Hardware Topsides marine paint. And it was $14 or $15 a quart, and it did the entire ceiling, multiple coats. Then this morning, taped up the ceilings. Here's all the plastic. Taped up the ceilings and covered them up, and then pressure washed the floor. And it's still wet, but I think this is about what we're going to get. So you can still see there's some stains from where water set in here undoubtedly for long periods of time. But we're going to maybe sand this. I'm not sure. Definitely going to put some oil on it. We read a recommendation about the Minwax teak oil. Now, the entire section here from this little strip of wood towards the bow, I sanded with a circular sander hard. I went after it with 60 grit. And honestly, it doesn't look any different than the rest of the floor. So, a lot of the little spots like this, where there was teak oil or poly or whatever, earlier blasted off, and I got some sections like this that looked really good, but then the stain wouldn't come out. And then most of the little stripes in the floor appear to be just plywood. This isn't like a thick teak floor, it's teak plywood. This raw plywood part, most of it came clean, but some of it didn't. And you can see if I tried to clean it more, it would kind of blast some chunks out. We don't want that. So we're just going to have to be happy with this kitschy old boat look. And it's still wet from the pressure washer, so I don't imagine it's going to look quite this good in a couple of hours. But then when I come back and oil it, it'll probably look great. Now I'm going to go around and clean the walls of the boat from where I splattered the dirt up. Another thing that was done was this little shell here where the inner shell and the outer shell are separate. You could see mold up in there, so we painted as far as we could reach so you wouldn't see mold. And the trim here would not come clean. It was just mold infested, this little vinyl. So it's actually just been painted, and someday that's going to flake off. Next thing we're going to do the wood on the walls. And then sand and aluminum paint the windows. But it's coming along. There's the update. There's the floor.